Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance, episode 89 of Guess the Trade, where subscribers send in their loadouts. We take a look at the tools and the tool bags that they send in the pictures, and then we guess in the comment section below what it is we think they do with those tools. Well, back in episode 88, we looked at Someway's loadout of his High-Vis TPXXL, and then also his Veto DP3. There was some Makita tools, some other tool bags, all sorts of hand tools in there. Well, what was it that he did with those tools? He said that he works on warranty and punch list items in production homes. He called himself a residential cosmetologist. I remember some of you were guessing carpentry. A lot were saying he worked on doors and things like that. And those are all items that could be in a punch list. So even though no one guessed it specifically, I think some of you were guessing some of the things that he probably works on. So really great loadout, really good guesses. Appreciate you Someway for sending that in. Well, episode 89 is going to be a Guess the Trade reload. And what that means is this person has already been in the Guess the Trade series. We've seen a loadout of his, but he's got a new setup. And we're going to take a look at those things and just see what we can learn from that. So we might already know what it is that he does, but we can still always learn something from a new setup. Well, this is going to be Captain Donitz. He was back in episode 71. He had a Worth backpack, and then we found out that he was a Sparky from Germany. Well, today he's got a Pro Click soft bag. I didn't know exactly what it was. I actually had to email him and say, what bag is this? I've never seen it before. Looked it up. It looks kind of Veto-ish, and I think it locks into the L-Box system. I don't know if that's Bosch's L-Box or if it's its own little system. So it looks something along those lines. It's probably something that's pretty prevalent in Germany, something that maybe none of us have seen before. He's also got like the small Veto pouch off of the SC45 and stuff as well that we're going to take a look at. So lots of tools we're going to look at. We've already guessed his trade back in episode 71, but we're going to go ahead and look at his new loadout and see if there's anything we can learn from that. So first picture, again, here is the outside of the bag, and then there's that little Veto pouch off of the SC45 or the SPMC, and that's why whenever I saw that, I was like, well, what blackout bag is this? I couldn't really tell, and I was like, I don't think that is a Veto bag. So I messaged him to ask him again. It's a Pro Click soft bag, but here is the outside of the bag. Next picture is everything that's on the outside of the bag. He's got a couple different carabiners up there. Those look like the Railer bit holders, Klein flip socket, also a DeWalt bit holder, Malco that is 8 and 10 millimeter, a couple different bit drivers, and then some drill bits as well. And then there are some zip ties or cable ties or tie wraps. You know, Kearney Creek Farm just had a little, I saw a post whenever I was scrolling through YouTube. And then again, there is his little pouch from the Veto. He's got a Pika 3030 and then the Pika marker, Knipex electrician shears, and then his meter is the Fluke T6 1000 Pro and a non-contact voltage tester. So those are all the things on the outside of his bag. Go on to the next picture. So here's some other stuff possibly tucked down somewhere. Stabilo little portable level. Let's see, the Knipex. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's like the cuts the trap pipes and stuff like that. He's got a headlamp and then also a receptacle tester from Benning. So here's several tools as far as if you open that flap up. I think that other stuff might have been, there's a little pocket over there on that left-hand side. You can see kind of a little zipper pocket. I think that's where that other stuff was at that we just saw. So here it is, again, loaded out. We're going to see these tools, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time zooming in here. Here we've got the Vera and then several blades. He's also got the Vera T-handle in red and black. I like the look of that. Some Railer hex keys, also some Railer just regular bits in a Milwaukee kind of Railer bit rail as well. Some Fluke test leads, some Milwaukee ink zaws, and then here is a Makita-ish. Actually, it is Makita, so his holder looks a little bit different, but those are Makita sockets in there in the metric. So he's got those. I don't think any of our socket holders look like that, that I remember anyways. Next picture. So here we've got that WeHa voltage tester, a Milwaukee M12 as far as an impact. You can see that battery difference as far as the look on it. His is a high output, but that looks a little different than ours. And then that hammer looks pretty sweet. Let's see. It's Kinetic Customs, I think is what the name says on that. Next picture. So we've got the Klein torpedo level, the Knipex extended reach on the needle nose, long nose pliers. Also a Zebra, looks like a multi-bit screwdriver, Knipex cobalt cutters and twins grip, and then a Schwarzarbeiter. I probably butchered that, but that looks like a folding roller of some kind there. Next picture, some Jacari on the cable strippers. So he's got the one there. I think that One on the right, if I remember right, that takes like sheathing and stuff off. Maybe you can use it for individual wires too. And then the Jacari on the left looks more like an individual wire thing. Then he's got a pair of Knipex something there. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a crimper of some sort, like probably a ferrules and stuff. And then a K-L-A-N-K maybe, Clanky or something like that. Not real sure on that one. Looks like a cable cutter. Next picture, so the Knipex Ergo Strip, I think is the name. I always forget it. And then the little flush cuts. I've actually got that pair. I bought that just to have a black and gray pair. He's got the Knipex dismantling knife. Let's see, a pair of 180 on the pliers wrench, and then also another type of cable stripper, it looks like there as well. Here we've got a cabinet key set, the Knipex knife. I really do like that Knipex knife. He's got those might be that Weehaw version of the insulated pliers that are kind of like the electrical installation pliers from Knipex. I've looked at those. Those are insulated, but man, they come in at like, I think they're like $120 here. I don't know how much they are over there for you, Captain Donitz, how much those cost, like where you are. Maybe they're local and they're not that expensive, but they're like $120 to buy them here. So that's why I'm probably definitely not going to get those, but he's got he's got the all insulated Knipex needle nose. And then he's also got let's see, I can't tell what that says either. Wacom Tools number 40. So here he's got some of those testers things out, but you can kind of see a lot of those tools around the outside edge. This gives you a better view of like the pockets inside of there. So it looks like a Veto bag as far as like the size and the loadout or the kind of layout of it and all those things, but you can kind of tell by looking at those pockets, it's not exactly the same. And then now we're going to be looking at the things I think down inside the bottom there. So he's got a Milwaukee right angle adapter. Also some extra batteries. So he's got some AA's and AAA's. Pipe reamer, and then some metric as far as those spade bits, a 20, 25, 32, and then an extension, and then some extra razor blades and stuff up there in that top left. Here we've got some Vera precision drivers. Those look kind of like the ones that are in the advent calendar. He's got a red slotted there as well. And then he's got a big pair of the cable shears and then a cold chisel. Here we've got a pair of 250s on the insulated pliers wrench, a pair of the Cobras in the 180, and then they new, I don't know if those are the new ones, they kind of look like the new ES of the 8751 180s. He's got that style there as well. Here is the flap in the front of the bag. He's got electrical tape, white, black. He's got a Vera tool check, a couple Vera jokers, also some masonry bits. Those look like the kind of like the Milwaukee, but maybe those are Diablo or something over there. But I've got some Milwaukees in a Milwaukee case. And he's got the Joker. He's got the, let's see, an S. That's 13 to 10. And then he's got the, I think the extra S is, the XS goes from 7 to 10, if I remember right. So he's got 7 to 10 and 10 to 13 on those. Next picture, back side of the bag. Carrying some of the same stuff it looks like that what I carry. It's probably just a different brand. Here we've got the, well, actually it is the Rayler Magmat. He's got that, those two jokers that are back there, and then he's got the Klein Tools pass-through set in there as well, along with the extension. So he's got some Klein over there. And then I think that's the last picture it is. There's his name. So there is the back side of this Pro Click bag. As far as what he keeps in that, there is the kind of pouch part as far as on the flap, what he's got inside of there. Here is some of the tools that he's got down on the inside of the bag. Down in the very bottom, here it is kind of laid out inside of there. Here's all the tools that are inside of the Pro Click bag. So it looks like it holds quite a bit. I really like the look of that hammer. That hammer looks awesome. There are some of his insulated tools and bits. So here's everything loaded out or loaded in. And then now here's the stuff around the outside of the bag. And then there's that very first picture right there that we started with. But that's Captain Donnett's reload into this Pro Click bag. Again, he was back in episode 71 with that Worth backpack. We found out that he was a Sparky in Germany. I always find it interesting to look at other loadouts no matter what, but it's really interesting to me to see people from different countries. I see some tools I've never seen before, and in this case, I'm even seeing a tool bag that I didn't even know existed, and it's actually on Amazon US, but I had never heard of it before. So interested in your guys' feedback on what you think about that bag. I'm really interested in your feedback as well, how well you like that compared to that Worth backpack that you had. So if you can let us know that. But maybe you guys got some questions for him, make sure and ask those in the comments down below. As always, I hope this video was interesting. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next video.